New Fox Business polling shows 48% of South Carolina Republican primary voters favor Donald Trump as their candidate.
Welcome to Red Alert, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Fellow Americans, let's uncover the potential motives behind the Department of Justice's actions and shed light on the concerns that have captured the attention of millions across the nation. My friends, we are at a turning point for our beautiful country. The Department of Justice, an organization entrusted with enforcing the law and safeguarding our freedoms, is currently involved in an affair that calls into doubt its actual intentions. With its recent acts, an institution that is supposed to deal with justice impartially has drawn criticism. Everyone is wondering, is the DOJ's agenda real, or are there hidden motives? As Miss May said, for years we've heard the rallying cry that no one is above the law. It's time for folks on the left to prove how seriously they take this idea. Regardless of party background, the American people deserve a government that behaves responsibly and in a transparent manner. The distrust of Congress and the federal government is not unknown. There have been reports of suspected corruption at all levels with minimal accountability.
This is a decision that the entire Republican conference will have to make. I do think the facts are beginning to pile up.
We're going to follow the facts, and we are going to do this the right way. And I don't think the Democrats are going to be happy with where we end up.
The evidence is overwhelming, Maria. The nails in the coffin. This coffin is just completely made of nails.
Having that impeachment inquiry allows us to get all the facts and have the most constitutionally recognized power from the House of Representatives. And ultimately, I believe we're going to find more LLCs, and I believe we're going to find LLCs that go straight to Joe Biden himself.
If this was Trump, it would be on every channel, and his entire family would be in jail. It quote s absolutely a two-tier justice system. American citizens are fed up. Now that the elections are drawing near, the DOJ's actions have left many puzzled. Are they genuinely seeking justice, or is there a hidden agenda at play? Some say the DOJ is desperately trying to divert attention away from the mounting evidence of corruption within the Biden family. The DOJ might be attempting to divert attention away from allegations of corruption within the Biden family. With ongoing investigations surrounding business dealings and financial transactions, it's essential to ensure that justice is served fairly and transparently.
The Washington Post reports that the Justice Department is looking into the former president's actions as part of a criminal probe, according to 4 people familiar. According to the Post, quote, prosecutors who are questioning witnesses before a grand jury, including 2 top aides of Vice President Mike Pence, have asked in recent days about conversations with Trump, his lawyers, and others in his inner circle who sought to substitute Trump allies for certified electors. From some states, Joe Biden won, according to 2 people familiar with the matter. In addition, Justice Department investigators in April received phone records of key officials and aides in the Trump administration, including his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows.
On the other hand, a more concerning hypothesis arises. Could the DOJ be using its power to eliminate potential political opponents? The timing and intensity of these investigations raise questions about the true intentions behind these actions. Is it mere coincidence, or is there a deeper agenda at play?
Criminal charges are not imminent, but the grand jury is actively investigating Trump's criminal conduct. This is historic.
So now they've got grand juries, now that they're investigating him for direct criminal conduct, so as you said, this is lighting the candle, lighting the giant, bomb. Okay, it's sizzling. Does that mean that we could see something in the next 18 months? Does that mean that, by the time you are able to have this information leaked out, does that mean that you're rounding the curve, or does that mean this is likely just beginning?
We have no idea, because the Department of Justice just doesn't talk about its pace, which appeared until really this week to be extremely slow, and now it seems much faster paced.
It's important to ask tough questions and demand answers, as our democracy thrives on accountability. We must ensure that every government agency, including the Department of Justice, operates in a manner that respects the rights and freedoms of all individuals, regardless of their political affiliations. Let's dive into this clip where Jim Jordan confronts an ex-DOJ chief on domestic terrorism cases.
Madam Chair, Mr. Olson, are you juicing the numbers?
I'm not sure what you're referring to. Let me put it in a language you can understand.
You talked all about your opening statement about the number of domestic terrorism threats. We've had multiple whistleblowers come to our office and tell us that they're being pressured to categorize cases as domestic terrorist threats that aren't. And I'm just wondering, because it was the opening of your statement, most of your statement, you talked about this new office you filled. Are you juicing the numbers?
I'm not aware of the references you're making to the whistleblowers.
Who is Timothy T-Bolt?
I'm sorry, I don't know that name.
You don't know that name? Mr. Grassley does. Mr. Grassley cited in his letter. Mr. Gates brought him up in his 5 minutes of questioning. Mr. T-Bolt's a guy who suppressed information that was verifiable about Hunter Biden in 2020. You don't know who this individual is?
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
You know what's also interesting about this individual? He's the guy that the whistleblowers told us is pressuring them to recategorize the cases as domestic terrorism cases.
The evidence presented by Ms. Mace and her team at her press conference highlights disturbing patterns of financial transactions involving American shell companies and businesses connected to individuals aligned with the Chinese Communist Party. Money flowed from foreign entities to Biden family members, raising legitimate concerns about potential conflicts of interest and corruption. These issues deserve a thorough investigation, and if proven true, those responsible should face the consequences. The allegations surrounding these transactions are serious, and we believe they warrant closer scrutiny from the Department of Justice. But here's the thing. American politics is nothing new to them. We are not easily deceived since we have seen it all before. It's important to keep our country's principles in mind as we approach the 2024 election. We place a significant value on the ability to pick our leaders freely and without interference. In order to achieve our goal of a free and transparent election process, we must stand as one. So let's keep asking questions, looking for the truth, and demanding openness from those in positions of authority as we navigate these murky waters, people. Together, we can guarantee the strength and vitality of our government. We must reveal the truth. If the DOJ is manipulating the system for political advantage, the American people have a right to know about it. The American people are made aware of how far some people will go in order to maintain their position of power. However, Americans are resilient and won't be fooled.